From a whirlwind romance that culminated in a headline-grabbing bedding ceremony to a marriage that seems to be hanging on by a thread, the saga of Sarper and Shekinah Garner has been anything but a fairy tale. For fans of 90 Day Fiancé, their journey has been a turbulent yet utterly captivating spectacle of passion, control, and a desperate search for a happily ever after that seems just out of reach. Now, with whispers of divorce growing louder, the couple has pulled back the curtain on their struggles, revealing a raw and relatable vulnerability that has many asking, can this fiery duo find their way back to each other? Their story began, as many modern romances do, on a dating app. Sarper, a self-proclaimed bad boy from Istanbul, Turkey, with a staggering claim of having slept with over 2,500 women, found himself disarmed by Shekinah, a glamorous esthetician from Los Angeles. For Sarper, who had been married before but never truly in love, Shekinah was a game-changer. She became his first real girlfriend, the woman who made the perpetual bachelor consider a future he never thought possible. The initial stages of their relationship, as documented on 90 Day Fiancé, the other way, were marked by Sarper's controlling nature. He dictated everything from what Shekinah wore to her makeup, a dynamic that she, in her love-struck haze, seemed to tolerate. However, the power balance took a dramatic and telling shift when Sarper moved to America to be with Shekinah. Suddenly, the man who prided himself on his independence found himself in a new world, one where he felt his control slipping away. The cracks in their carefully constructed facade began to show, and they were deep. Shekinah, feeling insecure and untrusting, resorted to tracking Sarper's every move, a revelation that left him feeling suffocated and depressed. The vibrant, confident man from Istanbul was fading, replaced by someone who felt like a prisoner in his own life. The tension culminated in explosive fights, with Sarper admitting he hated his new life and even threatening to book a one-way ticket back to Turkey. Their iconic bedding ceremony, where they exchanged vows in the comfort of a lavishly decorated bed, was meant to be a symbol of their unique love story. It was their way of making the daunting prospect of marriage feel less intimidating. Yet the intimacy of that moment quickly dissipated, replaced by the harsh reality of their deep-seated issues. The ink on their marriage license was barely dry before the worst part of their vows was put to the ultimate test. The post-wedding bliss, if it ever truly existed, was short-lived. The tell-all episode laid bare the raw and painful truth of their union. Viewers were shocked to learn that Shekinah had kicked Sarper out of their home less than a month after their unconventional nuptials. The couple arrived at the filming in separate cars and stayed in separate hotel rooms, a testament to the chasm that had opened between them. "We were going through a really rough patch," Shekinah confessed, her voice thick with emotion. "In the beginning of our marriage, it seemed like one rough patch after another. For many, this seemed like the final nail in the coffin. The passionate, if tumultuous, love affair that had once captivated audiences appeared to be crumbling under the weight of their clashing personalities and unresolved conflicts. The question on everyone's lips was, what's next? A one-way ticket to 90 Day, the last resort. A messy, public divorce, but then a glimmer of hope. In a candid conversation, Sarper and Shekinah revealed that they were taking a different, and perhaps far more challenging, path: therapy. This wasn't a decision made lightly, especially for Sarper. In his culture, seeking professional help for emotional struggles is often viewed as a sign of weakness, a blow to one's masculinity. His initial resistance was a significant hurdle, a reflection of the deep-seated cultural norms he had to overcome. Shekinah, however, remained steadfast. She had been instrumental in helping Sarper shed his bad boy persona, encouraging his growth and maturity. But she also recognized that her own approach, often emphasizing her sacrifices, was pushing him away. The constant power struggle was exhausting them both. The journey to finding the right therapist was, as Shekinah aptly described it, like a series of bad first dates, but they persisted, and their commitment to the process speaks volumes. "We've had a few sessions," Shekinah admitted, a hint of cautious optimism in her tone. "We need more for sure, but at least we started, you know." For a man who once reveled in his emotional detachment, Sarper's willingness to engage in this vulnerable process is an openness extends beyond the therapist's office. Sarper is channeling his energy into his career as a personal trainer and, surprisingly, a comedian. This focus on personal growth and professional ambition suggests a man who is no longer viewing his marriage as a temporary arrangement, but as a life he is willing to fight for. It seems the bad boy is finally ready to become a husband. He has spoken of his parents' enduring marriage of over 45 years, a silent testament to the kind of lasting love he now aspires to. While a stint on Happily Ever After might seem like the logical next step for a 90-day fiancé couple, Sarper and Shekinah's decision to prioritize their mental and emotional well-being over another television appearance is perhaps the most hopeful sign of all. It's a recognition that their foundation is fractured and needs careful, dedicated repair before they can even begin to think about a happily ever after. The road ahead for Sarper and Shekinah is undoubtedly long and fraught with challenges. The deep-seated issues that have plagued their relationship won't disappear overnight. But for the first time in a long time, they are facing their demons head-on, not as adversaries in a battle for control, but as partners in a quest for healing. Their story, which once seemed destined for a dramatic and heartbreaking conclusion, is now being rewritten, one therapy session at a time. And for the thousands of fans who have followed their every high and low, there's a renewed sense of hope that this time, love with a little help might just conquer all.